Hi, welcome back. Today we're checking out Memphis May Fire. If you're new to this channel, we try to relate to different music and lyrics and just human connections through an ADHD lens. I was recently diagnosed, so this is me just trying to understand me. Today we're checking out Vices. So let's just get into it. And of course, I have the lyrics next to me so we could see what we could pick up from their message. Here we go.
Drowning myself every night. Me versus me has always been my biggest fight. I've been so confused for so long. The answers always seem so far out of sight. So I fill it up one more chance. When everything is wrong and things are still feel right. I'm in the tunnel but I can't see the light.
I like the energy already. I knew this was going to be a little bit heavier with some screaming, but right out the gate, it's perfect. So looking at the lyrics, drowning myself every night, me versus me has always been my biggest fight. I can relate to that 100%. I've always been my own biggest critic in everything, and I have stopped myself from so many opportunities just from overthinking and convincing myself. I've been so confused for so long. Some of us didn't even know we were confused. And the answers always seem so far out of sight. So I fill it up one more time. So when everything is wrong, at least I still feel right. I'm in a tunnel, but I can't see the lights. So that's when we start kicking into the title of the song, Vices. I've been there. Smoking, drinking, food. When we feel lost, when we feel uncomfortable, when we're hurting, we search for these things to fill that, like he said. So I fill it up one more time. You could be filling up a cup, but you could be filling up that hole, that void that we can have. And tying it into ADHD, if you don't know, ADHD is a behavioral disorder. And when it comes to the chemistry in your brain, our brains don't produce a typical amount of dopamine. And so we tend to stimulate ourselves in any way that we can. For many, it's drugs. For many, it's food. For many, it's sex. It could really be anything. Some people go to the gym. Some people work out. And they use that as their crutch, their vice. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. But for someone like me, someone who might have struggled their entire life, not realizing why they were leaning so heavily on certain things. And sometimes you get by your whole life without having to. And sometimes you don't. Let's keep going.
I just wanna feel all again, so I can let you in.
Oh, wow.
I just wanna feel all again. I just wanna feel all. Where is my self-control? Where is my self-control?
Tying this back to ADHD, where is my self-control? We tend to be impulsive, to varying degrees, and it shows up differently for everybody. For myself, it definitely was a lack of self-control, a lack of moderation. And going back to that part where he just wants to feel whole again so he could let you in. uh, I've spoken on my channel in previous videos about pushing people away who truly care for me and not doing it out of spite or any other reason other than a lack of self-worth, to put it plainly. And so that line really speaks on that feeling. Let's keep going. So far, this is heavy in every way.
And I've been thinking this could be the end of me.
Oh, wow.
Who is this person in the mirror I see? And I have come so far that I was so strong. The truth is I've just fed myself alive for too long. I never thought this would be me.
This is too real. This is too real. You know, for myself, I'm pretty sure I've said each one of those lines to myself. Who is this person in the mirror? I'm thinking this could be the end of me in different ways. You know, this idea of who I thought I was, who I wanted to be. I'm not the same person I was a year ago. Far from it. For better or worse is yet to be seen, but if I have anything to say about it, it's going to be for the better. The truth is, I've just fed myself a lie for too long. I never thought this would be me. Now, I could see in this song, maybe it's talking about addiction in a different sense. But if you or someone you know suffers from certain behavioral disorders or depression, you know that addiction can be a very real thing and it could present itself in many different ways. For myself, I realized this line isn't so much about addiction to me, but more of convincing myself that the way I was moving through life was a good and noble way and the right way. And for me, that included bottling up a lot of what made me me. And so the truth is, I told myself that for way too long, and I eventually hit a wall. And you know, I was always the person that people would come to for advice. And so I never thought I would be the person that, and not in an arrogant way, but it never occurred to me that I would need this much help because I was so used to giving it. Let's keep going.
Now could this happen to me? I've never been the type to run from anything, run from anything. So sick and tired of wondering where my morals have gone. My father didn't raise me to pick up this. Where did I go wrong? There is so much left of me. I can't feel the ground beneath my feet. There is not much left of me. I let everyone around me down, and now I'm headed to the bottom of the bottle just to plug out the sound. God, I need you now. I've been thinking this could be the end of me.
Fuck. It's so dark, but so relatable. Just feeling like you've hit rock bottom and that anger and resentment that builds up, especially, and this is just me, but especially when someone tries to tell you not to feel that way. Man, it's like pouring gas on a fire. And a line in there that I couldn't relate to, but still hit me was that he was never the type to run. For myself, the way that I learned to deal with conflict and my anxiety growing up was avoidance. It was. I never had enemies. You know, if I ever had to stand up for myself, I did, but I avoided conflict. And what that did to me was teach me to also avoid emotions, new emotions, painful thoughts. And I unconsciously did so for so long. And so mine was more of a passive drowning with my vices. While this is just an explosion of it. This is great. Let's keep going.
Who is this person in the mirror I see? And I have come so far that I was so strong. The truth is I've just fed myself alive for too long. This is my vice, this is me weak.
Wow.
I need your love to erase this down. I need your hand to pull me out. Sometimes I feel like I will never learn, 'cause the battle's always there when I have nowhere else to turn. Will I ever learn? Will I ever learn? I take another sip. The dark room that I'm in becomes dimly lit. This can't be all there is. And I've been thinking this could be the end of me. Who is this person in the mirror I see? And I have come so far that I was so strong. The truth is I've just fed myself alive for too long. And the only one to blame is me.
Fuck.
Who have I become? This is my desperate show. Pull me out, pull me out. God, I need you now.
That was fantastic. And growing up, this was never something that I would have found myself listening to. And even now, if I were to just hear this on the radio or someone put it on halfway through and I didn't have the lyrics and I wasn't in the right mindset, I wouldn't be as receptive. And that's my own failing. But let me tell you, man, like, just how people don't think that there's deep messages in hip hop and rap and real emotions. It's so much of this can go over people's heads, But man, almost every line in that song I could really connect to. And for me, it wasn't the drink. My father had a drinking problem, and who knows if he had ADHD. He never got tested for it. Nobody in my family has, except me. And having been diagnosed and knowing that it's a hereditary disorder, it runs in the family. It's either my mom or my dad probably had it. And, my mom, she has her things, but man, she is a saint. She's been able to do so much and go through so much. And sometimes I can't help but compare myself to her struggles, but I know that I can't do that, But my dad really struggled with drinking and vices. And he grew up in such an unstable environment that I don't know. I was 15 when he passed away. No idea that to ask him anything like this. So another reason why I'm on this road. Just to understand, I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews, and I have family who I think struggle through similar things, but maybe aren't aware. And so again, I've said it in the past, it's part of why I started this. And for me, let's tie it back to the song. it really helps to connect to others expressing their voice and how they do so. Because in the end, I really think that's what music is. It's just so universal. It's the one way I know we can all communicate. So, fantastic song, Memphis May Fire. I will definitely check out more songs. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything here or how you guys can relate to this song. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. That was a great song, but man, heavy. I love you guys. Thank you. Be safe. And I'll see you next time. Peace.